North Korea threatened the United States on Thursday with a preemptive nuclear strike, raising the level of rhetoric while the UN Security Council considers new sanctions against the reclusive country. North Korea has accused the United States of using military drills in South Korea as a launchpad for a nuclear war and to scrap the armistice with Washington that ended hostilities in the 1950-53 Korean War. North Korea, which has one major ally, neighbouring China, threatens the United States and its puppet, South Korea, on an almost daily basis. A newsreader on North Korean state television KRT read out the North's foreign ministry spokesman's statement.
미국이 핵전쟁의 도화선에 불을 지피려고 하는 이상
Since the United States is about to ignite a nuclear war, we will be exercising our right to preemptive nuclear attack against the headquarters of the aggressor in order to protect our supreme interest. North Korea conducted a third nuclear test on February the 12th in defiance of UN resolutions and declared it had achieved progress in securing a functioning atomic arsenal. It is widely believed that the North does not have the capacity to deliver a nuclear strike on the mainland United States.
North Korea is vowing to launch a preemptive nuclear strike against the United States, just hours before a UN vote on sanctions against Pyongyang for its recent nuclear test. The country's state TV quoted an unidentified spokesman for the foreign ministry saying it will exercise the right to a preemptive nuclear attack. The newsreader cites the UN Security Council vote and U.S. military drills as justification. As the statement was being read on large TV screens around the North Korean capital, this man says he couldn't hold back his anger. His country must retaliate against its enemies, he says. This man blasts the possible sanctions that the UN will vote on Thursday, saying that a preemptive nuclear attack will turn their enemies into a sea of flames. At a staged mass rally held earlier in the day in Pyongyang, North Korean officials reiterated their nuclear rhetoric that has amped up in recent days. Although the isolated communist country boasts of nuclear bombs and preemptive strikes, it is not believed to have mastered the ability to produce a warhead small enough to put on a missile capable of reaching the U.S. But it is believed to have enough nuclear fuel for several crude nuclear devices. Tim McGuire, The Associated Press.
A show of defiance to the world. A mass rally on the streets of Pyongyang, apparently in support of Kim Jong-un's latest nuclear stance. Within the past 4 weeks, his country has tested a third nuclear device, promised to rip up the decades-old armistice with the South, and threatened a preemptive nuclear strike against the United States if attacked.
미국이 핵전쟁의 도화선에 불을 지피려고 하는 이상
Since the United States is about to ignite a nuclear war, we will be exercising our right to a preemptive nuclear attack against the headquarters of the aggressor in order to protect our supreme interest.
Analysts say they do not believe the North's rocket systems are powerful enough to carry a nuclear warhead all the way to the US. But this is a dangerous development.
It's quite disturbing, but the statement today by the foreign ministry, it still is conditional. They said they would execute their right to use a preemptive nuclear attack against against a foreign invader or against the United Nations Command, the U.S.-led United Nations Command.
This recent rhetoric from the North comes just before the UN Security Council meets to consider tightening still further its already tough sanctions against Pyongyang. While on the ground, American and South Korean troops have been carrying out large-scale armed exercises designed to ward off any conventional military attack from the North. Officially, the two Koreas remain in a state of war, with the only direct contact between them at this small building in the demilitarized zone. It's 60 years since the armistice was signed that ended combat. And since then, neither Kim Jong-un's father nor his grandfather sought to fight another Korean war. But now, the young man who likes Walt Disney cartoons and socializing with American sports stars could bring that prospect a great deal closer. Dominic Kane, Al Jazeera.